Today we are really happy to talk to two wonderful guardians of gifted word learner dogs who have been part of the research community of Claudia Fugazza and Ádám Miklósi for many years. So we'll be speaking with Trey, the guardian of Shira, and Isabella, the guardian of Gaia. Both of them have collaborated with the research group, as I said, for many years and have participated in so many studies.
My name is Trey Hanley-Millman, and we are in New Jersey, USA. And Shira is down here on the floor at some point. I'm sure she'll pop up. She was a rescue, and she looks like a pure breed red border collie, but she's actually a mix 50-50 of hound dog and herding dog. And she came from a very, very bad situation down in Alabama, and she was rescued from along with her siblings called Heart of Alabama Save, Rescue, and Adopt. And they brought all of these puppies up to a sister rescue in New Jersey called Animal Lifesavers, and that's where we adopted her from. She's a handful. I mean, these dogs are not for everybody. They're very, very high energy. They need more mental stimulation than the average dog. I mean, as you know, all dogs need physical and mental stimulation, but she needs much, much more mental stimulation to be happy. What's really interesting is that she seemed so tireless. We couldn't find, I mean, we have a pool, and in the summer she swims, but right now it's freezing out. We have snow, so she's not able to swim. And running around in the yard, I mean, this dog could swim 3 hours a day, and she's still not tired. But since discovering the talent, since we've been part of the Genius Dog Challenge and part of the study, testing her with these toys every day actually exhausts her. And I wish I knew that for the first 6 years of her life, because we didn't join the Genius Dog Challenge until she was 6 years old. So had I known that prior, I would have actually encouraged it when she was a puppy. I never thought anything was special about her. I mean, she was a smart dog, but there are a lot of smart dogs. You have seeing eye dogs, you have service dogs, and they do a lot more than what she was. She just knew the names of her toys, and I thought, big deal. She's got 10 toys. She knows the name of that, big deal. And as I said earlier, he was 6 years old before this was even brought to my attention. So one day, and it's actually 3 years ago, almost to this month, I think it was around Christmas time, that I was scrolling through Instagram and I see the Genius Dog Challenge. And I'm thinking, what's the big deal of these 6 toys with 2 dogs competing to see, can you call out the name and go in the other room and get the toy that you're asked for. And I thought, what's the big deal about this? She does that with 10 toys, not 6. So I did, just not thinking anything of it, I did a video of her getting her toys, and I hashtagged Genius Dog Challenge. And never thought, I heard from them. They messaged me, said, can your dog really do 10 toys? I'm thinking, what's the big deal? And I spoke to Shani. I said, I understand what the big deal is, that dogs know toys. Dogs are smart. So they said, well, did you train her to know the toys? I said, no. They said, well, service dogs, seeing eye dogs, they all have extensive training. You didn't train your dog. You just play with the toys and they know the name. I said, yeah, that's right. So she says, that's a different part of the brain. I didn't realize that was something different. So she says, we're gonna send you some toys, and you're going to test her, and then we're going to come back and we're going to set up some cameras. You cannot be in the room with the dog, and we're going to ask for the toys. And I'm playing with her while I'm speaking with you. She's so this is what we're doing. And so, long story short, we went through the process of I think 2 times with them Skyping in until she got up to, I think, 25 toys. And I have to say, I was surprised. I didn't think she was going to do it, because there is no training. Sheila, drop it. So I literally go, where's the fox? Where's the fox? Where's the fox? And that's it. Well, she knows the name. People think that I spend so much time. You must spend a lot of time training her. I don't spend any time training her. I spend a lot of time testing her. I spend a lot of time, not even really that much overall. I mean, she'll go through 30 toys in 20 minutes if we're going back and forth. I'm in one room, she's in the other. I send her and she brings stuff. And it's not a lot of time. It's shorter than sometimes walking your dog. So yeah, but I take no time at all teaching her. That's what's been quite amazing, because when she got to the 25 toys, I thought, how does she do this? And then I started to say to myself, wow, how far can she go? How can, made 50 and I went, so I got her up to 320 now. But I have baskets all over the house full of dog toys. People walk in the house and they look around and they think these people are strange, or spoiling the dog to excess. That's how we got involved. So that's how we became part of it. The idea of the speed, that for literally, 1 minute I'm playing with a toy, and then in a few hours I could give it to her with 10 other toys on the floor and call it, and she'll have learned it already. I don't remember that well anymore. I don't. Since I go in the next room, I don't know what I went in there for, but she remembers everything. So yeah, it's when I watch her every day, there is not a day that I don't test her and I watch and I think, how does she do this? This is amazing. How does she remember? Because we have a reference, right? We have a reference. We look at this and we say, it's a fox, right? She has no reference. She doesn't know this is what a fox looks like. It's just a sound to her. She has toys with some strange names. She's got one called Thingamajig. What's a Thingamajig? So it's just sounds, and that she associates. I have an interesting story about learning. So what she does that I think is a little different than some of the other dogs. Maybe other dogs do it, but I started teaching her some of them with sounds, just to see what she could do. So, for instance, I have a toy that's called Whistle. So I could actually ask for the whistle, or I could just go, and she brings the whistle. Then I have another toy that is a spaceship that is called Enterprise. Now, I could either ask for Enterprise or I could hum the theme song to Star Trek. And if I hum the theme song to Star Trek, just from the theme song, she gets the toy. So she's got a lot of toys. Out of the 320 toys, she must have 50 plus that are not just words, but also have a sound associated with it. So she actually can learn and associate two different things with it. So I thought that was kind of cool. So that's one of the things I think that's interesting. You sort of say, well, what else can she do? And that's what's amazing about the Genius Dog Challenge, is that when you're going to do a new study, you're anxious because you're going to say, well, what else? What is the challenge that they're going to put forth to the dog? And can she do it? So it's very exciting. She's a dog like anybody else. Everybody else has a dog in the house, and you do the normal things. You play with them, you feed them. She loves swimming, of course, and she has this other toy that she loves, which is called the Jolly Ball. It's sort of a big, it's like big sort of like an American football. It's like a big egg in yellow. I think it's a really good toy for herding dogs. And the swimming, and then of course there's the word testing. When she does that, she's sort of a happy dog. The one thing about her that is very peculiar, that I think is peculiar, and I'm curious to see how you or other scientists would react to this, because I think it's strange and interesting. She's sort of a capitalist for a dog. I know that sounds really weird. She used to chew on rocks and pebbles when they would find their way into our yard from the driveway, and she broke a few of her teeth. But unfortunately, that happens sometimes. People drag in the pebbles, make their way in from the driveway into the yard. So I needed to teach her somehow that these rocks were more valuable to give to me to trade for something than chew on and crunch. So I was able to do that. I taught her trade. So, but you've got one, trade it. She's going to come over and look for something. And then one day I was cleaning, and you know how you kind of do a spring clean, you deep clean, and you're pulling out everything that sometimes you haven't gone behind something and you pull it out. And there is this pile of rocks, stack of rocks. And I thought, how did these get there? This is really strange. How did these get there? So I thought, okay, I told my husband about it. He says, set up a camera. Maybe we could see what's going on. Just set up the camera. She was taking them when she found them and shoving them down the back. And then when she wanted a treat, she'd go down there, grab one and bring it into me. So basically she's setting up a bank account, which I think is amazing. And it's not like she goes into it every day. It's like everybody else. She loves tug. If you just want to not do a game with testing, but the thing is, she really loves testing, putting the 30 toys or 40 toys down and doing we call it the game. What's interesting was with Shira, like I said, she was very tireless. The first 6 years we had her, we could swim her, you could take her out in the yard and play in the snow. And so when we learned that this mental stimulation of learning words and searching for these toys, she became fixated. She became obsessed once we started doing it. She loved it. It was almost like it fulfilled a need in this dog that she had physical energy to spend, but that wasn't doing it for her. She needed the mental stimulation, and she became a better dog because of this mental stimulation. I don't think people realize how important mental stimulation is for dogs. She could swim for literally 3 hours a day in the pool. And the first thing she does when she's done swimming is come in the house, and she goes and she finds a toy and brings me the toy. And when she's done doing that, we do anywhere between, I would say, a basket has anywhere between 30 and 50 toys in it. And we will go through a basket, and when she's done, then she will go and lay down. But she won't do it until she's actually exhausted herself doing that. They're not for everybody, these dogs, that's for sure. I mean, I think Shira's lucky she ended up with us, or whoever has a gifted word learning dog, because they're demanding in the sense that they need more than the average dog. Just like a lot of herding dogs or, working dogs, they need to work or they can be destructive. I think the same thing with gifted word learning dogs for the most part, especially I think a lot of them are herding dog mixes. So they need the activity, they need the mental stimulation. And if that's not met, like I said, the first 5-6 years, there was something missing. I could tell she just never felt tired. And that piece was missing about the mental stimulation. So yeah, they're not for everybody, these dogs. Our other dog, our dog is from literally right off the streets of Puerto Rico. He was a street dog, and he is incredible. He's easygoing. He's got a lot of common sense, but he's not smart like her. He doesn't know words or whatever. He knows the important words like food, treat, out, car, the things that are important to him. But he's obviously street smart and everything, but I'd take 100 of him, where one of her is enough. One of her is definitely enough. Well, the experience, it's been incredible. I say it's a gift to have been part of it. Not only has it, as I said, made her a better dog, but it's made me understand her in so many ways better, which makes her quality of life better. I know what she needs. And also it's been, for me, fascinating to watch the process and to see her meet these challenges that they put forth to her, and that she's capable of. And my other dog couldn't. My other dog, I could mention any ball. He doesn't know what a ball is. Okay, he doesn't know what anything is. He knows, food. There's a few things, and that's it. What he needs. And she knows everything. She knows the appliances in the house, everything. And so seeing what she rises to the occasion, and by whatever they put at us, I'm always anxious to take part in another study, because I want to see what can she do, what more can she do, because I've been so fascinated already by what I have learned so far and seen. It's like you get to find out what goes on behind the scenes, or what's really going on in their brain. Oh, it's not like other dogs. They're using a different portion of their brain. So yeah, it's incredible to be part of it, and you learn so much. If you're an owner and you have a dog that knows 10 toys that you have not spent any time teaching them, that they know just from playing, and you can put them all out on the floor and they can get those toys when you ask for them, then you should get in touch with the Genius Dog Challenge people and see if your dog could be part of the study. You've got something special. You've got something very rare and very special. And they don't have to be border. I know they say that I think 50% of the dogs in the study are border collies, maybe 60. But there are a lot of dogs that are not. There are a few that are like her, that are mutts and rescues, So yeah, you just never know.
My name is Isabella. I'm a Brazilian lawyer and I live with my husband, Rafael, and of course with Gaia, our dog. We've been living together for several years now, and Gaia is very much part of our marriage life because we decided to have a dog as soon as we moved in together. And Gaia, well, she's a border collie, 7 years old now, and she's been with us since she was a 2-month-old puppy. It's been more than 7 years now that we are living with her and experience this communication with her. Gaia is extremely playful and curious. She's been like that since she was a puppy. She loves interacting with people, mainly. She likes dogs as well, but she really likes people and playing and going for walks and swimming. She loves swimming as well. So as you know, as a border collie, she's highly energetic, but also very focused and very attentive and engaged with us. So we often say that she talks with her eyes and her gestures, and over time we've learned to understand what she's saying to us. And honestly, we'll be talking here about her ability to learn names of objects, but I think among all the wonderful things she can do, our communication with her is what makes us the proudest. I think one important thing to say is that I didn't know it was rare or unusual at first. But it started very early. When Gaia arrived at home, we had those puppy things like toilet training, biting, and regular puppy things. So we hired a dog trainer to help us with those things. And among all of these puppy issues, she helped us to build a nice routine for Gaia. And as a working breed, she always encouraged us to stimulate Gaia mentally. So she proposed a lot of different activities that we could do with her. And one of these was that we put 2 toys on the floor and asked Gaia to pick one. Of course, back then we were doing this very informally, without any controlled setup in front of us, just as part of the play. But quite quickly, Gaia started getting this right. But again, we only thought, okay, we are stimulating her, we are training her, and that's why she learned. We didn't know this was a rare ability. At the moment, she has around 250 toys. But again, we are part of the research for a very long time. And 2 funny facts about this. One is that we have moved countries twice since she joined the research. So we were living in Brazil, we lived in London for 3 years, and now we are back in Brazil. And those 2 times we needed to transport all of Gaia's toys with us so we could keep participating in the research. So her toys are actually on the way back to London at the moment, so she only have a few of them in the house. Yeah. And the other funny fact is that her memory is sometimes better than ours. So at first, all the toys were named after what they were. So the stuffed rabbit would be called Rabbit. And after a while, we started getting more than one rabbit or more than one specific type of toy. So we needed to get creative with the names. So it made our life more difficult. So now we have a spreadsheet. Me and my husband, we built a spreadsheet with all the toys. We put the photo and the name so we can remember the names. as the study shows, this part of getting to know the names of the toys happened very naturally with us as well. So when she arrived, we had some toys, and when we were playing, we keep repeating the names of the toys. And we didn't have any intention to make her learn the names. It was just how we played. So Gaia, get the ball, drop the ball, get the rabbit, and things like that. So, and play is it's naturally a big part of her daily routine because she's really playful and she's really energetic. So, for example, whenever we're at home and I am working and then I stop for a while, she will bring one toy and say, okay, it's time to play. So yeah, that happened really naturally. And even with the research, when they tell us, okay, you need to teach her 2 new toys, we will do the same. Like, we'll just play with her, repeating the names, and that's it. But she really likes it, and I think that's a big part of getting involved with the research, because the dog needs to be playful and really love toys. And that's the thing she loves the most, I think, playing. If you arrive at home today, she will greet you and then bring you a toy like immediately after. We first heard about the research in 2020, and because our dog trainer is very into these dog science subjects, and she heard about them and she told us. So after that, we did this home test just to be sure that she knew the names of the toys she had back then, which were around 20, I think. And after that, we reached out to them. They scheduled one test online to check whether Gaia really knew the names of her toys. Then we get this controlled setup where the toys were in one room and we were asked for the toys in another room. And yeah, they say Gaia really knows the name of her toys. And once that was confirmed, we started participating more regularly. And at the time, Claudia was coming to Brazil for a seminar, so she actually could come to our house and make some in-person tests with us as well. First of all, yeah, you need to get used to lots of toys spread all over the house all the time, because if it's up to her, she would play like all the time. But it's a lot of fun. She really loves this activity. I think that's a really important point. I wouldn't be part of the research for almost 6 years now if it wasn't a good thing for her, if she didn't like it. So it's funny, when we put the toys on the floor and she realizes we're doing this type of activities, she immediately switches into what we call her working mode. So she became really focused and like waiting for the action. And also, this research has given us a great way of keep her mentally stimulated and also explore how far her abilities go. So that was really, really fun for us. I think through different studies, sometimes they propose something and we are a bit skeptical, like, I don't know if Gaia will be able to do this. And frequently she does surprise us positively. So we saw her finding toys in the dark, remembering toys after a really long period without seeing them, like I think it was 2 years, and group them by category. So things we were like, I'm not sure, and then she goes and does it. So it's really fun to watch.
Thank you so much to Trey and Isabella for sharing all your experiences with us. So what these conversations really show is something really important, that these dogs are not just kind of lab trained animals, but they live in normal family homes with normal routines, and yet help scientists to investigate those extraordinary questions about learning, communication, and the dog-human relationship. So this is exactly why research on dogs is so unique, because it happens together with the people who live with them. So if you enjoyed this interview, which I hope you can find more resources about gifted bird learner dogs on our website and also on social media and throughout the month here on Dogs and Science. And who knows, maybe some of you who have watched this video maybe have already seen some signs in their dogs. So see you in the next video. Thank you so much.